Gordon Ramsay has dealt with thousands of entitled customers over his career, from Karens demanding refunds to arrogant diners trying to flex in his kitchen.
Finally, your head's coming outside your arsehole. Now sit down, you fucking dick.
But when customers cross the line and disrespect him or his team, he doesn't hold back. Today, I'm breaking down 8 times Gordon absolutely destroyed disrespectful customers. From whistling Karens to delusional restaurant owners, Gordon served up reality checks that left them speechless.
Stop it! Get out!
What's the matter?
And the last one almost turned into a full-blown brawl. The whistling. Karen. In Hell's Kitchen, Gordon was in the middle of a packed dinner service when a customer decided she had a complaint about her food. Instead of waiting for a server, she walked straight up to the kitchen pass. But this customer didn't just complain. She whistled at Gordon like he was a dog, and if you know anything about Gordon Ramsay, you know that's the worst move you could possibly make.
Right, don't whistle at me, I'm not your f***ing dog, yeah? You look more like a dog than I do.
The woman tried to defend herself, but Gordon wasn't having it. He immediately called her out in front of the entire dining room. You could see the other customers watching, some shocked, some trying not to laugh. Therefore, the Karen was left completely speechless. She couldn't even respond. Gordon had just flipped the script on her in front of everyone. But Gordon wasn't done. As the woman walked back to her table with her tail between her legs, Gordon had to get the last word in. The entire kitchen staff was trying not to crack up. That's the thing about Gordon. He doesn't just win the argument, he makes sure you remember it forever. But that whistling Karen got off easy compared to this next customer who thought waiting for food gave him the right to be rude. The arrogant diner. During another Hell's Kitchen dinner service, the kitchen was running behind. It happens, especially when you're training new chefs on live television. Gordon was managing 7 tables at once, trying to get food out as fast as possible. But one customer couldn't wait any longer. He walked up to the kitchen and started complaining about his food being late. Gordon politely apologized and explained they were behind. Most people would accept the apology and sit back down. But this guy wanted to make a scene. He kept pushing, acting like Gordon owed him something special. That's when Gordon's tone shifted. You could see it in his eyes. He was done being polite. Therefore, he gave this customer a reality check he'd never forget.
Finally, your head's coming outside your arsehole. Now sit down, you fucking dick.
The customer tried one more jab, calling Gordon's chefs amateurs.
It seems like you have a lot of amateur sous chefs.
Right.
Big mistake. Gordon absolutely destroyed him with one line. The entire dining room went silent. This customer thought he could intimidate Gordon Ramsay in his own kitchen. Instead, he got publicly humiliated and had to walk back to his table in shame. And of course, he could only talk tough once he was safely back at his table. Classic. But if you think that was brutal, wait until you see what Gordon did to these 2 Karens who tried to gang up on his chef. The Karen duo. 2 customers were getting impatient about their food. Instead of asking their server for an update, they decided to march up to the kitchen and confront one of Gordon's chefs directly.
They were hungry, they were getting a little cranky, and there's nothing too much I could do at that point.
But Gordon saw what was happening. These 2 were trying to distract his chef in the middle of service, which is one of the worst things you can do in a professional kitchen. Gordon didn't even acknowledge the women directly at first. Instead, he told his entire team to ignore them and focus on the food. Therefore, these Karens were left standing there, completely dismissed.
Can you just shut the fuck up for 30 seconds?
They tried complaining louder, but Gordon made it crystal clear. His standards and his team come first. Not some entitled customers trying to cause drama. The women had no choice but to walk back to their table. They tried complaining to each other about how rude Gordon was, but everyone watching knew the truth. They got exactly what they deserved for trying to disrupt a professional kitchen. The irony? They're calling Gordon impolite while they literally interrupted his chefs during service. You can't make this stuff up. But those Karens at least had the sense to walk away. This next customer? He ate almost his entire plate and then tried to get a refund. The pumpkin complainer. A customer ordered the pumpkin risotto, one of the signature dishes. He ate it, seemed fine, no complaints to the server. But then, after finishing most of his plate, he suddenly had a problem.
No pumpkin in it. This is like ordering risotto with no rice.
But this customer claimed there was no pumpkin in his pumpkin risotto. The server tried explaining there was pumpkin, but he insisted on speaking to Gordon directly. Gordon looked at the plate, which was almost completely empty, and immediately saw through the scam. This guy ate the entire dish and now wanted to complain to get it for free. The customer kept insisting, but Gordon wasn't buying it. Therefore, he called out the absurdity of the situation with one perfect comparison. That line shut him down completely.
Right, well, I'll get you more pumpkin. I'll ram it right up your ass. Would you like it whole or diced?
You can't order pumpkin risotto, eat the whole thing, and then complain there's no pumpkin. That's like ordering a burger and complaining there's no beef after you've eaten it. But this customer still didn't get the hint. He walked back up to Gordon while he was serving another table, interrupting him again. That's when Gordon had enough. He gave this customer the most savage response of the night.
Are you always going to be that rude and interrupt when I'm trying to talk?
I just want more pumpkin, that's all I want.
The customer had absolutely nothing to say. He just stood there completely humiliated before finally walking away. Gordon didn't just win that argument, he ended it. But at least that guy eventually walked away. This next family? They tried to make Gordon look bad in front of everyone, and it completely backfired. The lying family. A family was dining at Hell's Kitchen and they seemed unhappy with their food. The father was particularly vocal, telling everyone at the table and nearby tables how terrible everything was. But Gordon overheard the complaints and decided to address them directly. He walked over to the table to find out what was actually wrong. Gordon looked at their plates and immediately noticed something. The food looked perfectly fine. The steak wasn't tough, nothing was overcooked or undercooked. Therefore, he realized this family was just trying to get free food by making a scene. The father kept doubling down, getting more dramatic with each complaint. But Gordon had seen this scam 1,000 times before. Gordon called them out directly, telling them they were talking nonsense and just looking for trouble. But Gordon wasn't having any of it. He shut down their entire act with one brutal line. The family had nothing to say after that. They sat there in silence while Gordon walked away.
But madam, unfortunately you're talking out your rear.
Watch your mouth.
Everyone around them knew they'd just been caught trying to scam a free meal. But that family was just embarrassed. This next customer, he tried to physically intimidate Gordon and instantly regretted it. The gym bro. A customer ordered his steak medium but received it rare. Instead of sending it back through his server like a normal person, he decided to walk into the kitchen and confront Gordon directly. But this guy wasn't just complaining, he was trying to intimidate Gordon with his physical presence. He stood there with his chest puffed out, arms crossed, trying to look tough. Gordon immediately saw through the act. This guy thought his muscles would make Gordon back down. Therefore, Gordon did what he does best. He called out the intimidation tactic directly. The customer tried to keep up the tough guy act, but Gordon wasn't impressed. He told him to talk to the waiter, that's his job, and to get out of the kitchen. But Gordon wasn't done. He had one more thing to say that completely destroyed this guy's tough guy image. Gordon literally told him to put his arms down and stop trying to look tough, and the guy actually did it. In seconds, Gordon turned this intimidating gym bro into a scolded child. The customer had no response.
Standing there like some jerk. Stand strong, buddy. Stand nice and strong. Push your arms out. You look like a whale.
He just walked back to his table with his tail between his legs. You can have all the muscles in the world, but you can't intimidate Gordon Ramsay in his own kitchen. But that gym bro at least had the sense to leave. This next woman, she got so angry she started throwing Gordon's plates around. The plate thrower. During a particularly busy service, there was a delay on one table's food. The woman from that table decided she couldn't wait any longer and marched up to the kitchen past to confront Gordon. But Gordon was in the middle of plating a dish. He politely asked her for just 30 seconds so he could finish serving the table in front of him.
Yeah, I'll be 30 seconds right now. I just asked for 30 seconds. If you can just be so kind, I'm in the middle of...
But this woman couldn't wait 30 seconds. She leaned over the hot pass, getting in Gordon's way while he was trying to plate food. Therefore, Gordon had to address the safety issue she was creating. Gordon pointed out that she was literally breathing on the food he was about to serve to customers. But instead of backing off, she kept pushing. Gordon was trying to maintain professionalism, but this woman was making it impossible. She was creating a health hazard and disrupting service. That's when this woman completely lost it. She reached over and started messing with Gordon's plates, trying to knock them over. Gordon immediately called for security. This had gone from a complaint to a physical disruption of service.
Look at that. How can I serve food with those things there? Chicken. security, please.
The woman was escorted out of the restaurant. She went from complaining about a delay to getting kicked out entirely. All because she couldn't wait 30 seconds and respect the kitchen space. But that woman was just a customer. This final story? It's about a restaurant owner who invited Gordon to help, then completely lost it when he gave honest feedback. The delusional owner. This story comes from Kitchen Nightmares, where Gordon visits failing restaurants to help turn them around. A restaurant owner reached out to Gordon, desperate for help. Her restaurant was losing money, customers were complaining, and she didn't know what to do. Gordon arrived and immediately started his assessment. He checked the kitchen, the food storage, the cleanliness, everything. And what he found was shocking. But when Gordon started pointing out the issues, moldy food, disorganized storage, lack of a proper head chef, the owner didn't want to hear it. Instead of accepting the help she asked for, she got defensive. Now Gordon tried to explain that these problems didn't happen overnight. This was months of neglect. Therefore, she needed to take responsibility and make serious changes. But the owner kept making excuses, contradicting herself, and refusing to accept any criticism. Gordon's frustration was building. Then things took a turn. The owner started personally attacking Gordon, calling him names and blaming him for the problems in her restaurant. But Gordon wasn't going to let that slide. He called her out directly.
Stop it, tell her. Stop it. Get out.
What's the matter?
The argument exploded. The owner started yelling, calling Gordon names and completely losing control. Therefore, Gordon had to make a decision. Was this owner even capable of being helped? The owner completely lost it. She started screaming at Gordon to get out of her restaurant, the same restaurant she had begged him to come help. But Gordon wasn't done. He gave her one final reality check before leaving. The owner called Gordon Ramsay, a world-renowned chef with multiple Michelin stars, a disgrace to the industry. The irony was lost on absolutely no one. She invited him to help, refused all advice, blamed him for her problems, and then kicked him out. This is the perfect example of why some restaurants can't be saved. It's not about the food or the kitchen, it's about owners who refuse to accept reality. And Gordon wasn't going to waste his time on someone who didn't actually want help. So there you have it. 8 times Gordon Ramsay absolutely destroyed disrespectful customers and delusional owners. From whistling Karens to intimidating gym bros, nobody gets away with disrespecting Gordon in his kitchen. But here's what most people don't realize. Gordon's actually had customers try to physically attack him. And the way he handled it? Absolutely legendary. Click here to see the times customers actually tried to fight Gordon Ramsay and how he shut them down without throwing a single punch. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Hot Plate Banter. We drop 2 videos every week breaking down the best Gordon Ramsay moments. See you in the next one.